Hey guys, welcome back to DeFi Degens Drip and Farm for Poverty, where our mission on this channel is to help you empower the impoverished by helping you find financial freedom through crypto assets. If you like that mission and you resonate with the vision, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Please turn on the bell notifications as well. I'm trying to do about 2 of these a day, and I'm going back on this one to talk about the Chainlink partnership that Forex discussed or mentioned, and gonna go listen to the AMA that he had on this, and then gonna bring you some intel on what the actual Chainlink is if you're not familiar with it. So first, let me play that clip for you guys.
Do better. It's because we continue to build for them and add utility and use cases for them. That's the same thing we're doing with the animal farm. And yeah, the BetFury partnership is still it's still a go. People did make it a little difficult for us, and this is the reason why I'm not saying the name of the DEX that reached out, because when we were in negotiations with BetFury, I mentioned that we were in negotiations with BetFury, and like 1,000 people went in the BetFury group saying partnership with Drip, you know, shilling Drip and all this stuff, and it ended up getting the BetFury team kind of you know, aggravated. And I explained what happened to them, and I told them, well, I didn't say we had an official partnership with them or anything, just that we were working on it and we had just spoken about a partnership and we were negotiating with it. So they understood that, and we moved forward with it, and we still have that on the horizon to do. But if we can get a partnership with Chainlink or a partnership with this major DEX, which is basically the largest project on BSC, that comes first.
A whole other level. That Chainlink partnership, people don't understand how bullish that is as well. Super bullish.
Yeah.
Especially in the area and field that you're in, Forex, where you know you understand trading, you understand how markets work. Just having that kind of integration, and you know, I could imagine like the millions of ideas you have for building different things to support the ecosystem.
Yeah, we actually innovate. So there's a lot of other projects that might use Chainlink for 1 or 2 things, but that's it. They use it for whatever Chainlink pitches to them as an idea. But when I speak to Chainlink, I'm thinking of like dozens of different ways we could go to really change DeFi. Right. So and they recognize that, so they're on board. But it's one partnership at a time. We're not gonna do 3 major partnerships at the same time, because you end up losing the promotional value and drawing attention and splitting attention. So really, it's whatever's going to be the biggest partnership first. And Chainlink is ready to go, and they're also massive. They're the number 3 biggest, you know, community in all of crypto. So they're ready to go.
The number 1 oracle in the space. There's no better oracle than Chainlink, right? Or bigger.
Yeah, and I have a meeting with them on Monday with their head of marketing to discuss how we can do a massive co-promotion with each other. So they're ready to go. So like, you know, I had a call with BetFury. We talked about opportunities that we can do. They're on board with it.
So there you have it, guys, straight from the horse's mouth, or should we say the goat's mouth. It's a partnership, and they're already ready to go, as he said. We don't know what that means, but he did clarify that he's not going to just launch a bunch of projects back to back. He wants each project to have its own time in the spotlight so he can maximize on marketing. So right now, the big push is the piggy bank, and then this one will be after that, is the way it sounds. And he didn't tell us what Chainlink and him would be doing together, but that's why I want to explain in this video what Chainlink actually is, so you can understand what this actual blockchain does, or what should I say, EVM of Ethereum does, because it's actually a clone or a fork of Ethereum, and how oracles play a part, and what Chainlink does, and why it's literally number 1 in the space and the only one currently doing it. So it's a really huge opportunity, but you have to first kind of understand what Chainlink is and how that works out. So that's what I'm going to start for you now. Going to give you some overview and use some slides and some video animations that hopefully this makes a little more sense. So without further ado, let me move this over here so I can see both of these on my screen. All right, guys. So what is Chainlink? All right, well, first we got to talk about smart contracts. Smart contracts can only look at data on the blockchain. They can only look at your past transactions, your current account balance, or what your friend has done on the blockchain in the past. Inherently, this limits them. But what if we could bond real-world life data into a smart contract? That way we could create something like a sports betting app where we could bet on who's going to win a game or how many points a team may win by. Let's use a real-life example where quarterback Patrick Mahomes throws a 50-yard touchdown to win an NFL game. A sports betting app may use smart contracts to take up bets before the game. And then at the end of the game, in the traditional world, at least a bookmaker would need to obtain the information about the game from a sports website to pay out the winners. However, in the world of blockchain technology, we don't want to rely on a single person inputting that data. We don't want to put our money in the hands of a single error-prone, emotionally by nature human. What if the sports betting blockchain app had a way to gather real-world data, put it on the blockchain, and in a way that we don't have to rely on single person but by smart contracts? Chainlink created a network where data providers, which are also called oracles, are incentivized by money to provide truthful and reliable data to a blockchain. Chainlink is ran by oracles. So it's really important that you know what an oracle is. And basically, an oracle is software that acts as an intermediary, helping to do a two-way data transfer between smart contracts in the real world. You can watch other videos on what oracles are. So in this video, we'll focus specifically on how Chainlink uses them. So what is Chainlink? Well, Chainlink is a decentralized network of oracles that provide data from off-chain sources to on-chain sources and vice versa. It allows smart contracts to access real-world data and information from the blockchain in a secure manner. And it also tackles the reliability problems associated with using centralized data sources. It launched in June of 2017 and is the brainchild of smartcontract.com, a company co-founded by Sergey Nazarov and Steve Ellis. Chainlink has continuously delivered on its promises, coupled with plans to expand beyond just the Ethereum network. The Chainlink network acts as a bridge between the new and booming blockchain industry and traditional administrative structures that drive economies to build more efficient, secure, and transparent processes. It should be noted that Chainlink is an Ethereum-based network and is secured by a proof-of-stake consensus algorithm. Oh, and by the way, Chainlink is a blockchain that was built to actually solve a problem, to put off-chain data like temperatures, stock prices, or how many views this video has, and then allow the blockchain smart contracts to read that data. The important thing here is that this is good news for investors, since many crypto tokens are unfortunately solutions looking for problems to solve. So how does it actually work? You can think of it as a software that is technically replacing a bunch of middlemen. Think about a real estate agent. Nowadays, a lot of people just go to a website like Zillow, find the house that they want, and then move forward with the process, as opposed to hiring an agent that showed them 8 different houses. The same is true with a travel agent. They are middlemen. Even more so, let's refer back to our sports betting example. Someone is collecting money on both sides of the bet and also being a referee to decide who gets the winnings. Well, Chainlink's oracles and the use of smart contracts will replace all these people with code. Now, the way they do it is very complicated, but here's an overview of how it works. First off, how does data get on the Chainlink network? The answer is node operators. And this is a fancy word for someone who locks up some of their money and says, I want to be a trusted source of data. Now, you might be wondering, why do they have to lock up their money? Well, if we can prove that they are no longer being truthful, we can actually take the money from them. This incentivizes them to always tell the truth. However, the next question you might have is, why would they take this risk in the first place? Here's a hint. It's to earn money. People pay these node operators to give them reliable and truthful outside real-world data. It's a win-win situation. In reality, it gets a little more technical than that. When someone wants a piece of data on the blockchain, like maybe the weather, they first had to set up something called a requesting contract, which is where it all starts. We're about to get into some really technical stuff, so take your time, watch the video again if you need to. After setting up a requesting contract, the Chainlink algorithm will register the request as an event, after which it will set up a new matchmaking smart contract known as a Chainlink service level agreement, which will also allow access to data off the blockchain. afterwards. And finally, the service level agreement contract will create 3 more subcontracts: a reputation contract, an order matching contract, and an aggregating contract. First, Chainlink's reputation contract evaluates the track record of an oracle to determine its performance history and authenticity, and then will basically remove a bunch of unreliable or inaccurate nodes. To put it in a way that's easy to understand, this contract basically checks to make sure that wherever we're getting the data from can be trusted and reliable. The second contract is the order matching contract, which sends the request contract's query or question to trustable nodes, and then checks their bids from the list that it gets. It then chooses a suitable amount and types of nodes to handle the question it should think the answer should be. Chainlink converts the request contract's questions into another programming language, and then it can actually go into real world and grab the data from the internet. Finally, Chainlink's aggregating contract can validate data from both single and multiple sources, such as using the NFL match as an example. Let's assume 8 different nodes send one set of similar scores of the game, and then another 3 nodes transmit a different set of scores. Well, the aggregating contract will basically look at all these answers, and then we'll get rid of the ones that don't really make sense, or in this case, the 3 that transmitted a different game score. The aggregating contract can repeat the validation process for many different sources, after which it reconciles them by taking an average. Now, it's worth noting that some answers to questions cannot be an average, but that's outside the scope of this video. Chainlink seamlessly and reliably provides accurate data for smart contract execution. Basically, all these contracts work together to follow this simple formula. You can pay Chainlink to go find some trustable nodes, which is the reputation contract. Then you can give them a question that hopefully they can find the answer to, and this is the order matching contract. And finally, you can let Chainlink aggregate all the data into a simple answer, which is the aggregating contract. This is a good overview of how Chainlink actually works. And I hope you guys found this helpful. And if you did, and you want to see more videos on this type of information, regarding kind of the deep dives into cryptocurrencies, not just about Drip, but this is still about Drip because this is the partnership behind Drip and Chainlink. Again, we don't know what Forex has in mind with this collaboration, but we do know now, you should know, that Chainlink is a huge blockchain in this space and should have a lot of eyeballs that can get onto our project. So I would imagine maybe this is going to be tying with the bet swapping app, BetFury, or maybe this deals with something else he has in mind regarding, he talked about the lottery system, so for the PIG token. So I don't know, but now that Chainlink provides real world data to the blockchain. So what Forex has in mind, we have no idea, but we know that this is huge. So this is awesome, great news for the entire Drip ecosystem. So right now the markets are in the red, but this is bullish news. We don't know when this partnership will be launched, but this just shows you that no matter what, Forex is still building, and this helps the ecosystem and his projects actually weather the storm when traditional markets may be down. So yes, we're taking a hit as well, but you see a lot of these projects he's building, and he requires you to lock up your liquidity, which literally stops people from panic selling and dumping on the market. So this is good news overall. So again, hope you found it valuable. If you did, hit the like, the subscribe, thumbs up. Let me know what you'd like to see in future videos, and I will see you all in the next one. Until then, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See you guys.